We have a great show in store for you today. Make sure you stick around because we're going to do something really, really fun. One of the things we're going to do, Sally, what are we doing today? What's on our agenda?
We have a lot of things on our agenda today. We're going to start our masterclass.
Yep.
Yep. We have
what else? What do we got?
have our books that we're launching, books that we're looking for writers for. We have a special guest that's going to be joining us, and then we're going to talk about our 28-day write your book checklist that we have, and our ideas for how to make money with your book.
Yes. Let's get started in just a second.
I had published before, and I didn't have anything to compare it to at that time. But after working with Action Takers Publishing, I think, wow, this is like night and day. You know, that first experience, I had to find and hire and pay my own editor. I don't know anything about finding an editor. I've never written a book. I had never written a book before. So, I got the name of somebody that was supposedly highly recommended. I hired that person and paid a lot of money. That did not really go well. I sent the final edited version in that I had to go back and edit my editor's work. I sent that in to my publisher, and somehow an error happened that an early unedited version was sent to Sally, what's the person who does the interior designer, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
And this incorrect version got published and sold. And I was mortified. And I said to the publisher, there are typos all throughout this book. We've got to fix this. And she didn't want to. She told me I was being worldly, and that I was just worrying about my own vanity. It was not a good experience. I was finally able to get her to agree to help me correct it. But when I came to Action Takers Publishing, I mean, everything is so simple, and not just simple, but fun. And, I've gotten to know this amazing group of women. Some I've not gotten to know yet nearly as much as I want to, but plan to. We're a team. We're bonded. We're a team. We've done this together. But the experience with this company is really, I can't tell you. If it's your first experience, you don't have anything to compare it to. But it is amazing. Everything is seamless. Sally and Linda make it very simple. You write your chapter, turn it in. It's professionally edited. They send it back to you to make sure that it's still your voice, it's still your work. And they would never publish anything that you don't 100% agree with and that you've gone over it and approved. Everything is just seamless. And so I have been so appreciative of the opportunity to work with Sally and Linda on 2 books now have been published. Both #1 bestsellers, one an international #1 bestseller, and that remains to be seen for us with this book. I'm working with them on another collaboration book, and then I'm writing my own book that will be published through this company. I wouldn't think of going with another publishing company. So I just want to give kudos to Sally and Linda. What a fantastic job that you all have done. What a great team you two are. And great role models and great collaborators.
So that was Paige Davidson, one of our authors, as she shared, and she had a horrific experience with a previous publisher, which is sad, but it does happen out there. And we make sure that we pride ourselves in doing a stellar job and making it fast, fun, and easy for you. So one thing we wanted to talk about is Paige. Paige is, as she mentioned, she's co-authoring a book, and that book is called Women Action Takers Who Gained by Losing. It's launching on June 14th. This is women who have intermittent fasted their way to losing weight and what they gained by losing all of that weight. It's really a fantastic story. And then the book she was talking about on her own that she's working on, it's called Intermittent Fasting Success Story. And this is Paige's story of how she lost over 110 pounds by intermittent fasting, and she has gained her entire life back. So Sally, super excited about that one. You want to just share something, just something, a short thing about that book?
Yeah, the reading the chapters that these women have submitted and their stories is remarkable. I mean, these women have been through so much, and a lot of them have had weight issues from childhood, and then other ones, after they've given birth or gone through menopause, that they've had this weight gain, and how intermittent fasting has helped them to lose that weight to get their life back.
Yeah, it's really the stories again. Sally and I are all about the stories. And so these stories are absolutely incredible. So, check it out. You can go to gainedbylosing.com and pre-order a copy right now, or you can wait until launch day, June 14th, and support us by buying a Kindle version of the book on that date to help us hit that #1 international best-selling status. So what do we have next on our list, Sally? What's next?
Yeah. Well, you know what? We have our master classes that we do every Tuesday and Saturday. And so we do those on Clubhouse. Linda and I are on there, and we've been getting a lot of feedback, good feedback from them. And I think, it's kind of needed today. People are just dying to tell their stories. They want to get their
they're living to tell their story.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Living to tell their story. Yeah, it's been fabulous, right? So it's every Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and every Tuesday at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. And it has been really fabulous. Like you said, the feedback we're getting, and we're just helping so many people, because there are a lot of people out there who are writing their book and they don't really know what steps to take to finish it. That was me. I spent a year and a half starting my book and not finishing it. I finally finished it when I went through this process that we walk you through during the masterclass. So it is on Clubhouse. Go find the Action Takers Publishing Club on Clubhouse. Go hit that bell and ring it so that you get notified when we go live. And again, it's every Saturday and Tuesday. It's really a great opportunity to learn what you need to do in order to publish your book. And then you also have an opportunity to come up on the stage and ask us questions too. Like if you're stuck on something, what can we help you with? And we're here to answer all those questions. So that's so fabulous. What's up next, Sally?
Well, the book we have coming up in July is called She is an Overcomer. With Dara Bose, and we're looking for writers for that. So we're looking for Christian women who have a story of how their faith helped them to overcome a challenge. And
yes.
So this is a really good one, and we're getting a lot of good people in this book. A lot of people have signed up just recently to be part of this. So it's
Yeah, we're really doing well on that one. It's picking up steam, getting the authors signed up. And I think we have about 8 slots left, right around 8 slots left. So we're looking for, those women, who use their faith in order to tap in and overcome different situations. Maybe there's one thing in your life that really, really stood out that you were like, okay, thank God I have my faith, because if I didn't have my faith, I don't know if I'd be able to make it through this. We want to hear that story. How did you tap into that and tap into that? Because that can be a challenge in itself, tapping into our faith and keeping it, because it's, it just can be a challenge. That's all. So we want to hear about your challenge, and then we want to hear how you overcame it. So come and share with us in that book. If you're interested, that book is going to be launching in the
July 20th. I believe.
July 20th. Okay, so we're looking to fill that one by May 20th. May 20th. So
yeah, I think May 27th is the date that we're looking to get all the chapters in by.
Yeah, so join us in that one. It's going to be just a fabulous collection of stories. We want your story to be told as well. And you can just go to actiontakerspublishing.com to find out a little bit more about that. Again, it's actiontakerspublishing.com. Go there, find out a little bit more about it, and join us on the journey. It's an absolutely incredible journey. So what do we have up next, Sally?
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about raising the tide.
We have a special guest in the audience today. We're going to bring on Todd Ross. Oops, that's not Todd. Hold on, let me find Todd. Where'd you go? Oh my gosh, there he is. I mean, he was there all along, you know. Todd, it's so good to see you. Oh my gosh. First, I want to share that I met Todd because we were in a Clubhouse room together. You'll often hear me talk about Clubhouse because Clubhouse has changed my way of doing business. It's been incredible. So I was in a Clubhouse room and there was Todd, and we ended up getting on a call to connect with each other and talk about what he does. And it ended up that he said, I want to do one of those books. And so here we are today getting ready to do Let's Raise the Tide, the Freedom Builders Manifesto. So Todd, share with us a little bit about, what that book is all about and, why people should join us on that one. And before you do that, hold on. This guy is doing something really cool. He's traveling the world. He's traveling the United States in an RV, and he's going for like a whole year just traveling. So I think that right there in itself is so fascinating. You see the map behind him. Those are the states he's going through. And right now you're in where?
In Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee. And what has been your favorite place so far? If you had to pick, if somebody was like, you have to pick one, which I'm saying you have to pick one. So what would be the place you've been so far that's been the absolute most amazing?
Well, it's so hard it's just really hard to say because I've been in 7 different states over the past 2.5 months. Okay. But I would say down in Houston was my favorite because I was there with some people that just were like family to me, and we just hit it off. It was people, they were actually my students when I was coaching for Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. I had met up with one of my students in real life. Otherwise it was just Zoom all the time. So I would say that was the best place that I've been so far. And I bought a boat. So that's going to be Freedom Tour. Yes. So that's going to be Freedom Tour 23, which is going to be by sea.
Are you dragging the boat behind you right now?
No. I'm in my trailer. I have my trailer. So this year, 2022 is all about seeing the United States and traveling around and just feeling that ultimate freedom. When you have that ultimate freedom, it just, I don't know, there's just nothing like it. And so that's what I've really been focusing on is just experiencing that freedom. And I have a YouTube channel out there that I pretty much document my entire trip everywhere I go.
What's the YouTube channel called?
It's called https://freedombuilders.online/Freedom Tour 22.
Okay.
And there's no www in front of the freedombuilders.online. It's just freedombuilders.online/Freedom Tour 22.
I think I got that right. Did I get that right?
Absolutely. Yep. .online. It's freedombuilders.online instead of
.online.
.com. Yeah. Instead of .com.
Okay.
It's .online.
Okay, let me get that right then. freedombuilders.online/Freedom Tour 22. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel and check out his exploits. I love it.
The Grand Canyon, Sedona, Carlsbad Caverns, Sonora Caverns. I mean, there's just so much out there that we haven't seen in this world, and we've got to take time to do it. So this is what I'm doing. This is my Freedom Tour, showing people that they can have their own freedom as well.
You know what I love, Todd, is first of all, I love the whole idea. That to me, that's a given. But what I really love about this is that when I asked your favorite place, it had to do with people. It didn't have to do with the view of the place. It had to do with the people that you connected with. And I think that's so beautiful because as human beings, we are like, we do like to be around other people, like-minded people. I like to be around positive-minded people. And, so, but we'd like to be around, other people. And so I thought that was a great answer. And I was surprised. I thought you were going to say NASA, like you went on a tour of NASA or something in Houston. So that was cool.
NASA's pretty cool, but it's really the people and the family and the community that just make it everything.
That's fantastic. We, Houston, we have a problem. I just had to say. So let's talk about, let's raise the tide. I mean, this is just such a fabulous, when we were on that call, Todd and I were talking and, kind of spitballing different ideas of titles, but this one was the one that he just like, this is it, right? This is it. Let's raise the tide. And then the Freedom Builders Manifesto. I have a vision of something I would like to be in the book. And so, we'll be talking about that as we go. Not today. You guys are not privy to that until we're getting those authors, put into the book. But how did this book title come up, Todd? And like, why is it so important?
Well, it's so important because when I heard Tony Robbins first refer back to John F. Kennedy's speech in 1963, he had said, "A rising tide raises all boats." And that just really stuck with me. It really resonated with me. And I thought, you know what? I really need to elevate other entrepreneurs in my life because I know that I'm never successful unless they're successful. And so this book title just really, I was all over the words, "A rising tide raises all boats." And so this came to me and you and I were talking about it. And I thought, man, let's raise the tide. You know what? It's time to raise up other entrepreneurs because the whole concept comes from when someone is elevated, when someone is elevating or raising up, it's important to take other people with them. And that is the way that I build my business. When I'm raising up, when I'm doing better, then everybody comes up with me because I don't want to leave anyone else behind. And then, the concept really is if someone else is raising up, they take everybody with them. And you build this sense of tribal community that you can't find in just everyday business. And so that's really where this title came from. And that's how it really influenced and just really set inside my heart.
So I love the whole freedom topic there. And so how important is being an entrepreneur to gaining your freedom?
Oh, incredibly important. I couldn't find the same level of freedom when I was working for someone else because I always had to get permission to take vacation or I had to get permission to be sick from time to time. I always had to get permission. And I knew that I was never going to be an employee of a company for the rest of my life. I just had to figure out how to do it. And that's when I came up with the Freedom Builders Network, which is my network of people, the community that I've surrounded myself with that really go to bat for each other. We take care of each other. We help build each other up. It's all positive. It's never negative. And so that's really where Freedom Builders Network came from and the whole concept of freedom. And yes, we've got to be, we won't be able to find that same level of freedom if we're working for someone else. We have to build that freedom in a business. 86% of people that are in a job don't like their job. That's why they keep bouncing around constantly from job to job, trying to find better benefits, better salary, better vacation time, but they don't find it that way. You can build a business and you can have that ultimate freedom. You don't have to be working for someone else. Now, there are people out there that love their jobs. Those are not the type of people that I'm going after. They're not my ideal client. It's the people that, and most prominently women these days, because a lot of women during the pandemic went to work, working from home, taking care of their kids. And when the pandemic is over, now they've got to go back to work and they don't want to leave their kids. So why? Why do they need to? They don't. They can start their own online business. They can start their own coaching business, a purpose-built business, something that they can be super proud of, help provide for the family, stay home with their kids, and have that time that they want. Not necessarily the money. Freedom is not money. Freedom is time.
Yeah. You know what I love about this? Well, first of all, I don't know if I told you this, Todd, but I have had 49 jobs. So Totally resonated with what you were saying there. And it's so true, because it was like I was always looking for the next best thing, like something better, something better, something better, right? Or was I running away? I don't know, but that's not important here. Is I was looking for that freedom, that freedom to be able to express myself, and I just did not find that on a job. So it's been an interesting journey for sure. I'm gonna ask you a question that I'm sure lots of people ask you, and I'm sure that everybody listening right now is wondering, is like, what was it like working with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi?
It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. The level of knowledge, the level of just, I don't even know how to explain it. My mindset is different because of how Tony and Dean just absolutely blew up and changed the industry of self-education. I look at them and I think, wow, you know what? They've got it all figured out. But in the back of the, in the behind the scenes, they're still trying to figure out a lot themselves. And I think that that's the journey that we go on, right? Tony has been in the industry for 40 years. And yet he's still elevating himself. He's still elevating his mind. He's still learning new things. He has a coach. Actually, he has a few different coaches. And so I think that we're in a constant state of learning all the time. And to be able to spend time with those two individuals and be one of their top performing coaches was just tremendous. I wouldn't be one of their top performing coaches if I didn't have the passion and I didn't learn from them and I didn't pay attention to what they were doing.
Yeah, I find that fascinating, and I'm so glad to hear that it was great working with them, because sometimes, there are people out there, I've met some of them myself, that on stage they're one person and then off stage they're a completely different person. And so I'm so glad to hear that it was great working with them. And you just never know. You never really know how somebody is until you get, behind the scenes, because a lot of people are maybe walking around acting as if so.
Well, if you think about it, you look at Tony Robbins, he never has to work a single day in his life, ever. Right. Because of his investments, his companies, never again. But he gets up on stage and he is out there and he is just pumping people up for, 14, 16 hours with a very, very serious throat condition that he could lose his voice at any time. To do that, that is an absolute level of commitment that I really hope to aspire to one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Tony Robbins before he was Tony Robbins. in the late 80s, I went to New York City to see this guy who nobody knew, and it was pretty wild. Yeah, so I've been a fan of his for a long time.
That's awesome. Yeah. I went to his 60th birthday, whatever birthday he had before COVID.
3 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, I went to his birthday party. That was really cool. I had never been anywhere near him. And so to see him, even though there were, I don't know how many thousands of people there were, I think like 5,000 of us or something, but I still felt like I was there. It felt really good. We were pretty close. We were probably about 10th row back. So that was pretty cool. Wow. But, larger than life, just like this, literally larger than life, person. And then Dean Graziosi too, just this positivity that emanates from them. And it's such a beautiful thing. And, those are the kind of people that, you want to emulate and be like them when I grow up. Right. So, book. If you want to be part of it, you go to actiontakerspublishing.com and join us with this book. And this is really, really fabulous book where we're going to be talking about, this freedom. Like, what does freedom mean to you on your entrepreneurial journey? So Todd, why don't you share with us, like, who are the kind of people that this book is really, really a fit for?
Yes, absolutely. This is a perfect fit for people that have started their entrepreneur journey or even in their entrepreneur journey. These are people that have reached a certain level of success, whether they've left their job or maybe they're still working a job, but they're trying to work their business. They're trying to create and build their business. This is for those people that want to get their story out there and tell people what it was like stepping into that world of entrepreneurship and how amazing it has been for them. So
awesome. Now I'm going to throw this out there. I did not talk to Todd about this beforehand because it just popped in my head. Todd, for the people who join in this book, will they be gifted a 30-minute one-on-one call with you?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
I knew
Yeah.
you'd say yes. Like,
Oh,
you just got to ask. And so if you hop into this book, you will get a free complimentary 30-minute one-on-one call with Todd. And he is, Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi. He's worked with them. He's one of their coaches, top coaches. So if this is something you're interested in, it's worth it joining the book just for that. Trust me, it's worth it just for that. So please join us. Go to actiontakerspublishing.com and share your story about, that journey, that entrepreneurial journey in this book. It's going to be fabulous. So Todd, thanks so much for being here. Truly appreciate you, what you're doing. And I'm glad we connected on Clubhouse and beyond. And when you come back to California, we'll have to connect, have lunch or something.
I would love that. And Sally, thank you so much. Linda, I really appreciate both of you. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. And you have a great day.
Thank
And
you.
we'll see you around. I'll see you in Clubhouse for sure. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was just so fabulous. Isn't he amazing?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I love what he's doing. And I love that, that's the thing is when there's that saying, we're a reflection of the 5 people we hang out with the most. Well, who are we hanging out with? And to find those people in our circle, those people who are positive, uplifting, sometimes can be a challenge depending on the environment that we are surrounded by. I myself grew up in a very, volatile, abusive, alcoholic household. And that positivity was not something that I was around. So I remember when I met who became my mentor, Greg Reed, when I met him, he was so positive. And I called him up and I said, hey, can I come and just hang out with you guys? So I was hanging out at the office and I was there for about 4 hours that day. And at the end of the 4 hours, he said, so why'd you stop by today? And I said, I just wanted to be around positive people. That's it. And that's where it kind of all started for me to realize that it's really important for us to surround ourselves with these positive people, these people who are making an impact on the planet. And so, if this is something you're looking for, please join us in this book. Let's Raise the Tide. It's going to be a fabulous, fabulous read. And it's going to be a great journey being part of it. And we make it fast, fun, and easy. And Sally, you got something you want to say there? I can just feel it.
Yeah, the thing is, you talk about that, and a lot of times, like with me, I wanted to be around positive people, but I didn't know any. And my circle of it wasn't my circle wasn't positive, but they weren't into the self-help. I knew nobody that was into the whole Tony Robbins and the self-help, and I was like so into it. And I would go on, going into some of these Facebook groups, I would try to connect with people, but it wasn't. And it wasn't until I got into a collaboration book that I started hanging around with these people and meeting these people and becoming friends with them, that my life started changing and being around, so it's just being in these collaboration books with these other people is just so life-changing, because you want to be around like-minded people. You want to be around positive people when you have that mindset to begin with. And that's a great way. I'm sure there are other ways, but that's a great way to find them if you're kind of feeling stuck.
That's for sure, because you're going to be in a book with, 29 other amazing, incredible people, like-minded with like you. And so it's really a great way, especially to get started. If you want to share your story, but you don't want to write a whole book, you just write a chapter. That's it. 1 chapter, 2,000 words. And then we do all the rest of the work, everything. We put the book together. We do the proofreading and editing. Like, we have our teams for all these things. We create all of the marketing materials. And so we're going to do all of that work. And then what happens? You sit back and you wait until launch day. And then on launch day, we launch the book and we hit that #1 international best-selling status. I don't guarantee it, but we do it. We've done it every time so far. And it's just a fabulous way to get started. So I know we have something else we wanted to talk about today too. What is that?
Our free giveaway.
Free giveaway. We forgot to mention it at the beginning, I think. But that's right. Hold on. Our free giveaway. Okay. How to write and publish your book in 28 days or less. This is a checklist. It's a checklist of everything you need to do. Every single thing you need to do is on there. So download that today. Go to 28daysbook.com, 28daysbook.com. Get your free download. It has the checklist of everything you need to do. So if you're interested in that, and remember, it's a checklist. This is not a guide. This is not like all the steps that you need to do. We're putting together a course on every step that you need to do, and like how to do it as well. So we're putting that together. So download that book, and then you'll be on our mailing list for when we launch that course, which is going to be soon. I'm not going to put a date on it right now, but it's going to be soon because we got to get started. It was just yesterday. We're like, we should do a course on that. So, okay, that's what we're doing next. So what's our next thing, Sally?
All right. We're going to talk about ways to make money with your book.
Awesome. So how to make money with your book, every week, sometimes we forgot, like last week we forgot, but every week we like to share with you one way that you can make money with your book. So make sure you tune into these every single week so you can see one of the ways that you can make money with your book. So today we're going to be talking about what?
Creating a mastermind or hosting hosting or creating a mastermind around, you can do one around the topic of your book or do one, in the same genre of your book, or get involved with other people, but creating your own mastermind, and then you can charge people so much per month to come and join and join with you. And there's a whole mastermind system on how to host masterminds. There's a whole thing about it, and having hot seats and how to have get people involved and get people interested and keep them involved, and the different ways to run them. So yeah, check it out. It's a great way to use your book and make a little extra money.
And for those who don't know what a mastermind is literally, it's a collection or the bringing together of two or more minds. And so it creates the mastermind. And there's a saying that 1 + 1 = 11. Because what happens is, as I'm saying something and Sally's hearing it, then she sparks something in her mind, and then she says something, and then it sparks something in mine. And so we just keep growing and going together. So mastermind is bringing people together that have a common theme, common interest, something that they're doing that is somewhat similar, so that they can learn and grow from each other. And, like we had a mastermind, the Women Action Takers Mastermind. I ran a mastermind for 6.5 years, and running masterminds is an awesome way because you can have your book be the reading material, even though you're in a collaboration book with us. Like let's say with Let's Raise the Tide, even though you're in a collaboration book with us, you can still use the stories from all the people in that book as the reading material. And what you can do is you can have each chapter once a week, right? Once a week you get together and you mastermind about that chapter. What did everybody learn through that chapter? What are you going to implement in your personal life and or your business life from what you learned in that chapter? So masterminds are a great way that you can generate revenue from your book. Really excited about it, as you can tell, because I love masterminds. They're a lot of fun. And I always learn something. Even when I'm facilitating and running the mastermind, I still learn a lot from the other people in the mastermind. What's been your experience with mastermind, Sally?
Yeah, I was never part of one, and just until I think yours was one of the first ones that I joined in January of last year. But I always, it was funny because I remember calling when I read about it, and I called my brother and said, "Do you want to do a mastermind with me?" And he's like, "No."
Like, okay.
All right. Well, maybe he's not a good one to ask.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm glad you found our mastermind, because that's really, the catalyst here, right? Sally and I met through a collaboration book, which, that's what we're talking about today, right? Let's Raise the Tide is a collaboration book. We met through a collaboration book. I was already running a mastermind. I invited her to join the mastermind. She joined. And then now we're doing this together. I mean, it's been really incredible, the journey that we've been on together, which has only been a year and a half.
Yeah.
Only a year and a half. Not even a year and a half. And so here we are now, we're doing, Action Takers Publishing together. And, even though I was doing it myself for several years, having somebody by my side, somebody who gets it, somebody who, is, has the same vision. She shares this vision with me. And so it's such a beautiful thing to find somebody like Sally to work with. So yes, that's one of the ways that you can make money. Tune in next week when we talk about the other ways, another way. Next week, we're going to talk about another way that you can make money with your book. Super excited to do that. And again, join us in Let's Raise the Tide. Go to actiontakerspublishing.com and join us in that book, as well as we have other books, but this is our focus for today. We want to thank our guest, Todd Ross, for being here to help us to celebrate this beautiful book. It's going to be an absolutely incredible compilation of stories, and we want you to be part of it. So we will see you next week at our town hall, and let's just go out there and keep sharing your story. Your story has value. People need to hear it because it's going to help them to change their lives. So everybody have a great day, and we'll see you next time.